Coming up on today's Designing Texas, a poetic Tablescapes, Gary Riggs' new store, a cinematic tour time estate, and the Hills of Kingswood has dream homes galore. Designing Texas starts right now. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jocelyn White, and thank you for joining us for our monthly edition of Designing Texas right here on Channel 8. Now, our motto is upscale living with a down-home heart, and today's show is truly filled with that sentiment. A little bit later, you'll meet our new lifestyle correspondent, Kathy Fielder, and she'll be talking trends, but that's later on. First, we want to share something truly special. An estate in Frisco, Texas, 10 acres, $7 million, and a lifetime and world away from the activity around it. It's tour time.
This area is called Stonebriar Creek Estates, and the reason it's so unusual is because every estate in here has to be 2 acres and up. It has 10 plus acres, and that is not heard of in Frisco, Texas.
It is a 10-acre estate, and yet it's in the center of great activity.
Right now, the Dallas Cowboys headquarters are going up. Toyota is being constructed, its North American headquarters. Federal Express, Legacy West. It is like 5 to 6 minutes from here, all those facilities.
I have to say, this is the kind of home where when you're invited to come as a guest, you never want to leave.
It has everything a resort has. It has a tennis court, it has a sport court, it has a dining event pavilion for 90 people, and that's sit-down formal dining. It has a beautiful pool, it has a fire pit, it has wedding altars, it has hills for the kids to take their sled down. But you can do everything here. You can fish, you can golf. You don't ever have to leave here.
The house is beautiful too. It has that kind of feel that very few large homes can achieve. It is homey,
Very.
And intimate and comfortable, and at the same time has how many bedrooms?
It has 6 bedrooms. Each bedroom has a full walk-in closet, and it has a full bathroom.
How many fireplaces, being a fireplace kind of girl?
It's got 6.
6 fireplaces.
Yes, ma'am.
And beautiful river rock. I've noticed some of the stone on some of them.
Yes, and some of the mantles are also antique, and they've been put in the wall, so you're using architectural pieces with the fireplaces.
Some of the things that interest me too are unique touches. Over the fireplace in the formal living room is that great carved tree of life, if you will.
Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. And the original owner was a developer here in Dallas, and he had that carved. And it has the tree of life, it has the birds, the nest. It is breathtaking. I mean, you see it and you're blown away. It's so beautiful.
I think that may be the thing that kind of captures the imagination when you come down the driveway here, is that you do get a spirit of a place. Mm-hmm. Even though this is a home you can own, as we call it, and it is for sale, they're not in any hurry unless they get the right price, and they really want a family to have it.
They do. They really want a family with young children so they can grow up here and enjoy all the amenities this land and this property gives you.
I mean, they've had weddings and parties and holiday gatherings, and their scrapbooks are filled with memories that were made right here at number 5, Stonebriar Way.
That's correct.
If you had to sum up, I guess, what you would say about this piece in one sentence, about this place, what would it be?
It's the most incredible, stately, warm home I have ever been in. It's like you're in your own park, you're at your own country club, and it's the most unbelievable place I have ever seen. It is just gorgeous.
And if the surroundings here seem familiar, they should. The gracious homeowners of Turtle Cove have allowed us to use it for our set today. Our thanks to them and to Myla Patton and her partner Charles for their gracious hospitality. Now, if you're interested in this place, Myla has all the details. Just contact her or Charles for more information. Houses like this require people and furnishings to truly make it a home. Now, you may supply the former, and I have a suggestion for the latter. Designing Texan Gary Riggs has a brand new store. It's west a few blocks from where his old location was on Alpha Road. And in it, you'll find everything you need for a place like this. You'll see what I mean. The way you set up a store is very different.
I mean, it's quite amazing here now, but the way we've laid it out, we've tried to do it so that it's very operationally friendly for us. As we set up, we kind of will have color stories as you walk through, and then there'll be also some will be very rustic, some very dressy, some very contemporary, some not so contemporary. So we kind of have a little bit of everything, which we've always done, but we like to kind of mix it up.
Indeed. Gary has an apothecary shop. Check out all the luscious soaps. Oh, and also a candle store. And coming soon, a bookstore. The colors in one room may be totally different from another, but they have sort of a segue. So there's not anything jarring as you move from one room into the next.
I've always tried to do that as you walk through the maze, to have things kind of interrelate as you're passing through, and it changes, but it still has a nice flow, so it, like you say, it doesn't jar, it's not so totally foreign to each other.
So what's your main business now? Because you still do amazing home designs and remodels and from the ground up for people, and then also you have the store.
The store is where leads come from for people that are looking to have their homes done. I mean, we're definitely an interior design firm. That's the focus of what we do. We're blessed to have all the inventory we have so that we can do homes, and we've got such a diversity of things that we're able to achieve things much faster than having to special order everything that needs to be put together for a project. Over the years, we've built, a bit of a reputation being able to do things quickly or get it done faster than the 6 months or the year that it may take if you were to go and order everything.
So what is the Gary Riggs home philosophy, if you had to pin it down?
I really feel that in working with people and in their homes, that you should have what you enjoy and what you like being around. You should have the colors, the fabrics, the look, not caring so much about what is in, the in thing or the fashion or the color you have to have this year or next. Keep that in mind, that number one, you won't tire of things near as easily because it's things that you enjoy. And then plus, if you stay with timeless design, you can feel very modern and very current without it having to be real kitschy and real faddish. We like when you can go back in 5 years and it still feels good and like you could have just done it, right then. So we try and always encourage people that way, to not worry quite so much about what the neighbors are thinking or whether they think you should have red or not, or, if you want a yellow sofa, then have a yellow sofa. There's nothing wrong with it.
Spoken like a true designing Texan.
Yeah.
The Fielder Report is all about trends, and the finishing touch is about tabletop tableau. But first, we go to our show within the show as we check in with our Designing Texan Dream Homes underway at home in the Hills of Kingswood. It's right after this. Hello and welcome to our show within a show at home in the Hills of Kingswood. For the next couple of years, we'll be following 3 dream homes being built here in this premier development in Frisco. And with me is one of the 2 developers, John Zazelka, along with absent partner Nick DiGiuseppe. Is that correct?
That's correct.
See, it's a mouthful, Nick. But I want you, John, to give us the overview, if you will, of what is going on here at the Hills. It is how big a property?
This property is actually 333 acres.
Wow.
And we're very, very fortunate that the property was in the hands of some folks that weren't going to sell it. And we chased it, Nick DiGiuseppe and I chased it for a number of years. And finally, we're able to acquire it.
So this is this wonderful, gated, master plan community, the last of its kind within the city limits of Frisco.
It is indeed, and we do have it gated because of the fact that we're surrounded by natural barriers. So the city did allow that, which is very fortunate. And our experience has been in these communities, we've done many over the years, experience has been that the gates provide value for the customer. We're going to total, when we're built out, probably in 10 years, we're going to have a total of 500 maximum homes. The property was zoned for about 1,400. So we're underutilizing that to a large degree because we just don't want to lose the ambiance.
How many phases?
Right now that we're sitting in the first phase, which is 114 acres only. We have developed another 40 acres this past year. We call that phase 2. And now we have phase 3 that we're starting. Now phase 3 is a little different again. Phase 3, we're going to a larger lot again. We were looking at an 85 or 90 foot frontage, very comfortable, very nice, but we're going to 100 feet. We found that people like 3 and 4 car garages, and it fits perfectly on a 100 foot lot.
And then what comes after that will be the other phases to finish out the 500 homes. I have to say, as you and I walked through that wonderful valley of flowers where the right sizing homes will be, I was thinking, I may want one of those.
Well, I remember trying to sell you one of those.
Well, now that they're sold out to all the builders, we'll just have to pick a builder, huh?
Absolutely.
And speaking of builders, our builders for the 3 dream homes here at the Hills, Ron and Shirley Davis.
Yes, and Shelley Reynolds.
With Signature.
Yes.
And Tony Visconti with Bella, and they've got wonderful products. I think it's a good idea for us to perhaps talk foundations. What do you think?
Yes, foundations are critical, and now that we're really developing, utilizing the hillsides and the hills and the natural terrain. And so the foundations become an integral part, a complicated part of building your dream home.
And Ron Davis says he's going with Tella Firma. Here's why.
Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Ron.
It's good to see you. Here you are with Tella Firma, and you're here today to talk about our showcase home that we're building in the Hills of Kingswood. As you probably know, we have some rolling hills, which are beautiful. We're overlooking the Corps of Engineers property, but also it's a challenge. It's a challenge for the builders and engineers, and I assume Tella Firma. Tell me more about it, Tella Firma, what y'all do, and how you tackle these projects.
Yeah, Tella Firma is a revolutionary new process in foundations. It combines the ease of construction with a slab-on-grade foundation with the performance of a suspended foundation like pier and beam. We actually pour the slab directly on the ground and then lift it, so there's a void in between the foundation and the soil. If there's any soil movement, the foundation is unaffected by it.
Really? How do you find out more information about the installation of the Tella Firma foundation?
Well, you can always come to us. A lot of it's on our website, tellafirma.com. We have videos there that show what the process is like, and we work with many builders and engineers out there right now.
Well, is it very difficult to do one, to install it?
It's not. In some ways, it's actually easier, and that's one of the advantages out here. You don't have to prep the soil, so there's no water or chemical injection that has to be done in preparation for the foundation being poured. It's actually, because of that, a green foundation. We're very proud of that.
How expensive? Does it cost more money to do a Tella Firma foundation? Tell me how much it costs.
That's a good question. A good rule of thumb is if you had about a $500,000 house, if you look at about 1% adding on to that cost, that's a good rule of thumb. Where you see a lot of that made up is the home buyer gets to worry less about their foundation, so there's no repair cost out there waiting for them, and also the resale value is higher when they sell someday. This is actually a commercial application that's being put out into the residential world. We started in custom homes 10 years ago. We've been doing that for that long, and we can even do this process with apartments, townhomes, light commercial. So we're very excited about getting that rolling out into the marketplace.
Well, that'd be very important to our customers. Well, tell me about the warranty. That's a question we always get about the warranty from the builder, because they want to know they're buying something that's a good investment, that's, for now and later, or if they ever sell their home.
We have a 10-year warranty, so that's good assurance for your home buyer.
Is the warranty from Tella Firma?
It is.
Oh, that's even better then. Is there any other special things they have to do as far as maintaining? Because it's so different to have an elevated foundation versus the traditional slab on grade.
There are no special water requirements on our foundation. Typically, on regular foundations, they're going to have specific things they have to do to maintain the foundation. We don't have that. You just do regular lawn maintenance and have good drainage around the property.
But we're excited about using the Tella Firma foundation in the Hills of Kingswood. We are getting ready to pour it, the foundation, probably next week, weather permitting.
Great.
And like we can come out and see it when we do it.
Oh, I'd love that. It's just one more thing that you guys provide that just shows the quality of the homes in this area that you have.
Well, thank you so much, Wendy.
So nice to talk with you.
And John, I understand that watching that foundation rise is really cool, and we're going to be seeing that in the next couple of shows with Tella Firma. This is a great opportunity when the weather is like this in the winter and we're waiting for the homes to kind of get to being built inside, for us to talk about some of the things that will go on inside. And one of the vendors that Shelley Reynolds has found does something that I know your wife Cheryl loves, and I do too, and it's custom cabinets.
Yes, we've had the opportunity over the years to see the workmanship of the custom cabinets that Chandler Cabinets produces, and they're truly unique and wonderful, and he can really custom make cabinets for your taste and for your architect's desire in terms of overall feel of your home.
So we want you to meet Josh Chandler, cabinet maker extraordinaire.
Josh Chandler, how
Hey,
are
Shelley,
you?
how
Good
are
to
you?
see you.
Good to see you. You know what sets us apart from our competitors? Well, there's several things. One, we buy high quality materials. Two, our craftsmen are professionals. They're very good at what they do. And three, and one of the most important things is the state-of-the-art equipment that we buy that's available today. It cuts all of our material precisely, and it makes a huge difference in the final product. We have CNC routers. A CNC router is a point-to-point cut machine that talks back and forth with our computer system. So we basically draw something on CAD, we shoot the information to the machine, and it cuts the material precisely what we drew. With a CNC machine, there's really no possible way of error. If there's error, it's human error. And typically in the CAD side of when we're drawing the cabinet, once we draw the cabinet and it's perfected, the machine is very precise.
What is the difference between prefab cabinets and custom-built cabinets?
Custom-built cabinets are built to fit. Prefab cabinets, or what they call modular cabinets, are prefabricated. They're built to a certain size and they don't necessarily fit the house. So we field measure every house and we cut them to fit exactly.
Describe the process of building custom cabinets.
First of all, we get an order. We send a superintendent out to measure the house, After we measure the house, we do cabinet drawings. After cabinet drawings, we get customer approval. If they need to be revised, we revise them. After approval, we put them in production, and then we install on the date that they schedule us to install.
Tell us about the cabinets you are building for this show home.
These cabinets are they're going to be unique. They're going to be all wood, and they're going to have some nice finishes, different finishes from room to room.
The client is looking for a little bit more of a transitional style. Would you use a cabinet door like this with the raised panel in a transitional kitchen?
I wouldn't. If we're going transitional, I'd get rid of the raised panel and go with a flat panel.
Okay.
Something like this. This has a flat panel. Also, we have a more transitional look, less contemporary with this transitional cabinet. And the difference is this one has a flat panel, and then instead of a square edge, this one has a routed edge, so it gives it that more transitional look.
Everything looks great, ready for our meeting with the client. So I guess we will see you back here in a couple of months with her.
Sounds great.
All right.
We got to meet some really interesting folks today. Coming up in December, you want to share?
Yes, in December, it's going to be pretty exciting. We're really going to be showcasing the city of Frisco, and it's really a unique city with some, as we mentioned earlier, wonderful management, but you'll get a chance to get a feeling for the city of Frisco.
And we're at home in the Hills of Kingswood, and we want you to be too. For more information about the Hills of Kingswood, contact Sharon Webb. And when you go visit, stop at the gatehouse and say Designing Texas sent you. As Designing Texas winds down today, we've got a very special piece coming your way as we introduce our new lifestyle correspondent, Kathy Fielder. She's going to be talking trends, what's hot and what's not. Her background includes the fact that she is a linen and bedding designer who manufactures the product in Dallas and has for years for stores like Neiman Marcus and Horchow. But now, let's see what's happening. Here's the Fielder Report.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Hi, I'm Kathy Fielder, and I'm so pleased to bring you a new segment here on Designing Texas with Jocelyn White. At KF Design Lifestyle, our passion is knowing what's hot and making sure you know all about it. What's trending in the world of fashion, design, and home? We've spent the last year finding just that out for you. Come along with me and take a peek into fabulous parties, divine design, and essential styles dripping with details and texture. I spent a little time with Darren Davis of Delpaca to learn more about how fashion, home, the environment, and philanthropy all come together to make a fabulous new look.
Well, you've seen my Delpaca line, but there's also alpaca knit, and so there's some things that are ecologically conscious and a way to be able to use animal products without hurting animals. So it's just like yarns. I mean, you just take shear the animal's fur and knit it into different grades, and there's some really fun sourcing as far as products in that way. So for a designer, it's kind of like, I think that you'd go crazy.
It's like a candy store,
exactly.
Right? It's a designer's candy store.
I think that you'll go nuts. So.
You know, and I just think that there's so much to source and so much available, and we do need some new quality products.
And the Peruvians are really hard workers, and so even with working with some of the production houses, if you need certain things and certain textiles and that are made for you specifically, they're wonderful to work with because they really like the business, and we can get a great price on things, and they just adore being able to do some work. So it's a great partnership.
I found it really interesting that the alpaca fur that is colored and spotted, it's natural.
I know, and
That's
rare.
amazing.
Very rare.
Yes, it's very rare, and it's not something you get to see every day.
Yeah, it was actually reserved for the royalty because it was so rare. There's only one of those that happens every 3 years.
Amazing.
And so that's why we call that particular pattern royal.
Awesome.
Royale.
Well, and you just can't help but want to touch it.
I know, right?
The texture is absolutely. Are you home for the holidays? Stay tuned next month as we talk about entertaining your holiday guests in style. And that is the Fielder Report.
Can't wait to see what she comes up with next month. Well, as we close the show today, it's time to send the finishing touch your way. And as longtime fans of the show do know, I love to rhyme. And when it comes to the annual Tablescapes, it is rhyme time. Tablescapes 2015 was its annual delight, held at the DCC over 2 days and 1 October night. This extraordinary display of creative hands and minds serves up table toppers of every conceivable kind. Now this showstopper from Junior and his garden gate is a bower of flowers. Can you say accentuate? Oranges and blues in every hue, a timely tableau. Ah, the porcelain clocks, divinely antique row. Let's adjourn to the garden, and whether inside or out, Leontine linens and Kathy Kincaid sprinkle greens all about. Collins and Sweeney showed that simple palettes can be best, as powder blue pagodas, lemons and flowers here attest. Check out the fall florals spilling elegantly from bark. Royal Crown Derby china, courtesy of 21 Park. Now sometimes pink candlesticks set a certain mood, as Kyle Knight Designs here amply proved. Dawn in Central Market's private dining room is an orange rose spectacular in fullest bloom. Neiman Marcus has plenty to be thankful for. Its holiday harvest spectacular cries, encore! The Gypsy Wagon serves up such a bountiful scene, copper antlers, spode woodland, and all in between. A more traditional Turkey Day did catch the eye with Pumpkin's Fall Foliage by Susan and Dragonfly. And finally, the Starfish Project's story will warm your heart. Ah yes, this Bronwyn Weber edible pagoda cake is a work of art. But the jewelry here was made by women who survived the slave trade, and this project gives them a livelihood, hope, and a future unafraid. And once more, we're left with ideas galore, like my favorite lucky dog table, and so much more. The list goes on, and the event now at an end. But next year's Kappa's Tablescapes will return again. We sure had fun today. I hope you did too. If you want to replay anything that you've seen today, all you have to do is go to our website. It's designingtex.com. Our annual Holiday Spectacular will be coming your way in December. And until then, in this month of Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for all of my family and friends, and home is wherever they are. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Bye-bye, everybody.